guys, welcome to Bon Appetit. Today I'm going to show you how to make coconut macaroons. So here's what you'll need. 4 cups of sweetened coconut, half a cup of almond. I'm going to be using almond, so it's going to be coconut and almond macaroons. 2 egg whites, vanilla extract, and then later on you'll need a cup of milk chocolate chips or dark chocolate chips, depends what you prefer. And heat the oven to 300 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, so first you get started with the egg whites. And you beat this on medium speed until it's frothy. Then we add 1/4 teaspoon of salt, because that brings out the flavor of coconut, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And if you don't have sweetened coconut, you can always use unsweetened coconut. And when you add the vanilla, you can just add half a cup of sugar to make up for the unsweetened coconut. And now we beat this until it's stiff. Okay, so after beating this on high speed for 2 minutes, you get stiff peaks like this, and if you turn it over, it won't come out, and that's what you want. Okay, you will no longer need the mixer, and you grab a spatula, and you just put all the coconut in here, and the slithered almonds. And then you just fold it in until it's all combined. And if you're allergic to almonds, you can always leave it out. Make sure you combine it really well, because if you don't, then it will fall apart once it's baking. And then I have this. You can always do a tablespoon, but this is like an ice cream scooper but it's used for cookies and stuff. So this is a little more than a tablespoon. So I grabbed this, and I have lined the baking sheet with parchment paper. Even if you're non-stick baking sheets, still use the parchment paper because this will stick. So I just use this. And then just place it on here, like that. And if you want, you can use a bigger scooper to make bigger ones. Leave about an inch between each one, because they will get slightly bigger. I'm going to finish making these, and I'll put them in the oven for 20 minutes until they're golden at 300 degrees Fahrenheit. Hey guys, so it's been 20 minutes, and when you get them out, this is what they'll look like. Golden brown. Some of them get messed up, but once you decorate them with chocolate, you won't even notice. So I'm going to let this cool and put the rest of them in, and then I'll show what to do with the chocolate. So I put the rest of the macaroons in the oven, and this recipe makes 20 macaroons together. So now for the chocolate chips, we're going to make a drizzle. So what you want to do is get a pot and a bowl, but you want them to be about around the same size, because you want it to fit on the top, but you don't want it to go all the way in. Because what we're going to do is fill this up with water, about 1/3 of the way. We fill it with water. And make sure that when you put the bowl in, the bottom doesn't get wet. So the water is not touching, but it gets close. So we're going to bring the water to a boil. And once we do that, I'll show you. So the water has come to a boil. So then we'll just lower the temperature because we just want it to simmer. We don't want it to keep boiling. Then you put the chocolate chips in this bowl, and then you bring this over and you put it on top of the pot, and you just slowly stir it until all the chocolate has melted. And like I said, you can just use dark chocolate if you don't want milk chocolate. It's all up to you. And the longer you keep it on the stove, the thinner it will get. And for the macarons, you want it to get really thin because you want to drizzle it. Okay, so it's pretty thin already, so we're done with this. Okay, and the macarons, when we took them out, it had some on the edges, so I just flaked those off when I plated them. And I just plated about 9 of them because I'm not going to put chocolate on all of it. So, just want to pick this up, just bring it over the macarons, and just drizzle them on. Like that. It's up to you how much you want to put on there. You could also dip the bottom of the macaron in the chocolate, but I prefer the drizzled look. Some more for these ones. And other than the chocolate, this recipe isn't too bad. It's not one of those recipes where you have to go to the gym the next day and work out for 2 hours, because the only sugar that's in this is the one from the sweetened coconut, and egg whites have almost no calories, and just quarter cup of, or half a cup of almonds. That's all that's in there. Okay, and you can let this cool so the chocolate sets, and I'll show what it looks like once it's cooled. So it's been 10 minutes since I drizzled them with chocolate, so I'm going to give it a try now. It's really, really crunchy on the outside, but inside it's really soft. Okay, it's a little messy. It's really, really yummy. So I hope you give them a try. They're really easy to make. Most of the ingredients you already have at home, probably except the coconut, but it takes about 4 ingredients, and they're quick, and compared to other recipes, it's pretty low calorie. So I hope you enjoy them, and please subscribe.